They said the great Barca was finished. They said the magic was gone. They were wrong. From the ashes, a new Barca is on the rise to conquer the world and be like the glorious Barca teams of the past. A new generation of young players are taking over. Many are homegrown at La Masia. They are young, they are fearless, they are talented, they are bold and confident, they are hungry to create their own legacy. Their mission is to restore the crown. This is the Barca Rising podcast. I'm your host, Nick Victor, and every week we follow the journey, the drama, and the moments that shape a new era. The rise has begun. Are you ready?
Barcelona, 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 Barcelona. Or should I say, Lamine Yamal FC, Lamine Yamal FC, Lamine Yamal FC. What a performance. What a performance for us versus Villareal at home. A 4-1 emphatic victory. It was beautiful. It was a masterclass. It was a game that I was initially worried about because, one, we don't have, Pedri's not at full strength, and we're also missing Frankie for about 6 weeks. So it was one where I was like, who's going to play in the midfield? Who's going to take the spot of our two best midfielders and two of the best midfielders in the world, to be honest? And we had no issues. Now, to start off with how the game started off, we started off a little shaky. We didn't start off fast, but we ended up growing into the game, which led to the first goal. Beautiful through ball into Lamine Yamal. Lamine Yamal left foot control, passes it into the corner. Beautiful finish, clinical finish. Now we see Lamine Yamal not only just putting on highlights, but now he's upping his stats. He's being more efficient in front of goal, and this is what we love to see. Then the second goal, that might be one of the greatest goals he's ever scored. He dribbles the defender, goes onto the outside of the foot, cuts back in, takes another touch, bends it, top corner. It was beautiful. It was sensational. It was Messi-esque. It was best player in the world-esque. And his third goal to finish off, beautiful through ball by Pedri. He's in one-on-one with the goalie, and it's just another clinical finish. This is why Lamine Yamal, right now, to me, is the best player in the world. And he did start off the season a little. He was struggling a little bit, but that's because his fitness wasn't all the way up to par or to where it should have been. He was carrying a few growing injuries at the beginning of the season, but now it seems to me that he's 100% in full health, and this is the type of Lamine Yamal that we need in order to win the Champions League, to win La Liga, and to make a comeback against Atletico Madrid in the second leg. Because right now he's looking like the best player in the world, hands down. Now, we did give up a goal off of a set piece, which is very disappointing, but we haven't been great at set pieces. We're actually very bad at set pieces, and it was just a cheap goal to give up to put Villareal back in the game, to make it 2-1. We already had scored two, but they got that one off of a set piece. But besides that, it was a good game from everybody. It was a very clinical game from everybody that was on the field. Obviously, some players struggled, but at the end of the day, as a collective group and as a cohesive unit, we played very well. Now, if we can get into the match ratings, this what a game to even be a part of. What a game as a fan, as a supporter, to watch, because it was looking a little shaky, especially with our starting lineup. I wasn't sure what to expect. It was up in the air. Really, I was scared. I was having nightmares, not about Villareal, but about our whole situation, but our team answered the call. And that's what it's all about. That is what it's all about. So, let's get into our match ratings. You see, for one, damage by Lamine Yamal and Lewandowski with a nice little tap in the 91st. And then, Papagay is scored in the 49th. But, so let's get into our player rankings for the week. Garcia, our goalie, 6. He got a 6. He had a good game. He got a little lucky. They had Villareal had a few chances today, but he was able to make some crucial saves. And also Villareal, they missed a few chances as well. So overall, it was a solid game from Garcia. Nothing spectacular because he didn't have to do anything spectacular in this game. So on to our next, Koundé. Got to give big boy Koundé an 8.5. He had a great game. He set up a goal. He almost scored a goal himself, as he should have scored a goal himself. I think he should have scored maybe it was 2 weeks ago or maybe a week ago he should have scored. But yes, I love to see Koundé get up in the attack because he's also very good in the attack. Him and Lamine Yamal, whenever they link up, it's very dynamic and it's very fun to watch. So we love to see Koundé get up in the attack. And also he had a great defensive game as well. So as an overall, he had a great game. An 8.5 rating is very well deserved. Now over to Koubarsi, who missed last week. I'll give him a 6.5. He had a decent game, but there wasn't really any threat coming his way, so he didn't really have to do too much. But overall, he held it down, and it was a very solid game from Koubarsi. But this is, it's against Villareal, later on in the season as the teams get tougher. And obviously, we drew Newcastle. And I think Newcastle's a better team than Villareal, so he's going to get challenged in that leg. But it was an overall decent game from Koubarsi and couldn't ask anything more. Now to Garcia. I gave him a 6. He was very comfortable. Sort of the same thing, no trouble from the opponents. He didn't really get attacked too much. So it was an overall solid game, and he did what he was supposed to do out there on the field. And hopefully he can continue this form later on throughout the season, even though he's going to get challenged way more than he did in this game. But, hopefully he can keep things together, especially these two as a duo, keep things together and intact so that we can have the best chance of winning everything that we need to win for the rest of the season. So now on to Balde, same thing. Yeah, he almost caused a penalty earlier on, but otherwise he had a good game. It was an easy game. He had some nice links with Rafinha and also moving up and down the pitch. It was a very simple game for Balde. So there's not too many complaints with that. And I gave him a 6. He did what he was supposed to do, and hopefully he can carry that form on throughout the rest of the season. Now to Bernal. Bernal, he had a 7.0 performance. It was a very good performance from Bernal. It was very impressive on and off the ball, especially off the ball. It was very impressive off the ball because whenever we lost the ball, he was one of the first ones to win the ball back. And I thought that was very impressive to see. He brought some sort of a great energy into the midfield. It was very lovely to watch, even though he won't be starting, obviously, once our midfielders come back. But to see Bernal play like that and for him to be in that form, it was lovely to see. And now we see another guy that we can trust coming off the bench while our guys are hurt as of right now. I think we can trust Bernal to bring that energy into the midfield. I thought he had a great game. So, on to the next. For me, 8.5 for me. For me and Lopez, he was our best attacking midfielder, and he was the best attacking midfielder on the field. He had 2 assists. And for me and Lopez, I think he has to be one of the most underrated midfielders in the game today. I think he's one of the best midfielders in the world, period, throughout all leagues, the way he's been playing. His ability to create chances for others, his long range shot ability, his finishing ability. It's been spot on, and he's took his game to another level from last year. So it's been beautiful to see Fermin Lopez grow and play with this team, and I can't wait to see what he does for the rest of the season, because we're going to need him, as he's become a very key asset for this team moving forward. And we're going to need him a lot if we're going to win everything that we need to win. So it was a great game from him, and hopefully he can carry this form later into the season. Now, Dani Olmo, he got a 4.5. I don't know what he was doing out there. He never really got into the flow of a game. This was another. He didn't have a great game last game either. But this one, I didn't even know he was on the field. I'll just keep it honest with you. I had no clue he was on the field. If I didn't see his number 20, I wouldn't know it was him. I think he needs to improve. He's had a 2-game bad spell, but I believe that he'll be able to pick it up. But it was an uncharacteristically quiet game for Dani Olmo. Normally he affects the game in some way or form, whether that's his passing or finishing ability or anything like that. But he just never grew into the game like I thought he would. But we didn't really need him today, as the others took care of business. So I want to see more from him, because he's another guy that we're going to need at the latter stretch of the season. So the better he plays and the better all of our guys plays, this will give us the best chance to win everything that we need to win at the end of the season. So I expect more from Olmo. I want to actually know that he is in the game next time, instead of looking up the lineups and saying, "Oh, Olmo's playing." No, I don't want that. I want our players to show that they're there. I want everybody to know that our players are on the field and not have to look up whether they're playing or not. So that's my one criticism of Olmo, but I expect him to have a better week next week. Now, on to the best player in the world, ultimate glaze. Lamine Yamal, the best player in the world, best 18-year-old to maybe ever live. He is spectacular. He can turn your bad day into a great day if you're a Barca fan. He is just a radiant sunshine in Barcelona. It's Lamine Yamal. Lamine Yamal, man, I can't say enough about him. Everything he does, he has the Midas touch. Everything he touches turns into gold. I don't know what else to say. I am speechless watching him play sometimes, and he's only 18 years old. That's the craziest thing about it. He's only 18. Just imagine what he's going to be when he turns 19, when he turns 20, 21. It's going to be absolutely insane to see what he grows into. And I'm so happy he got rid of his girlfriend. He has started playing so much better once he got rid of his girlfriend back in the fall, and that was much needed. That was very much needed. So these girls can be a distraction sometimes, and when you're young, you got girls chasing you, all that stuff. But it's nice to see that he's back, focused on the correct things, because when he's locked in, he is hands down the best player in the world. So it was beautiful to see, and he just showed his class again in the game this weekend. So it was lovely to see. 10.0, perfect performance. And I can say so many more things, but I got to get to the other players. I got to get to them. Ferran Torres, he got a 5. Poor game. Wasted many opportunities in front of goal. Not as clinical. We're going to need a forward, and that's not a shot at Ferran Torres. That's not a shot at all. I think he's a good substitute, but he's not an elite level forward in my opinion. I think we're gonna need to get somebody after the World Cup. We're going to see who plays well in the World Cup and stuff like that, and we're going to recruit, and I think we're going to be getting a forward because Lewandowski, even though he scored in the 91st minute, his time's coming up. What is he? He's 57 years old now. He's getting up there. So, with Lewandowski on his way out, I would love to see us get another forward to add to the attack because right now it's like we're not even playing with a forward, if I'll be honest, but I would love to see us get another forward so that we can grow as a team and become even more deadly than what we already are. So, but 5 for Ferran Torres. It's got to be better than that, buddy. Next, for Rafinha. I gave him a 6. He was tireless and very creative, but he was lazy in defending, which is not usual for Rafinha, but hey, I'll give him some slack off. He's always on top of defending. He's always pressing the ball and stuff like that. So if he has one game where it was a little uncharacteristic, so be it. It's fine. We won 4-1. He'll be back next week, so it's fine. So, that is the match ratings. Now, to look at what we have into next week, we actually have Atletico Madrid tomorrow. we have Atletico Madrid tomorrow. This is the game that we need to come back from. This is the hole that we dug ourselves in. But if there's any team that can come back from this, it's us. It's most definitely us. I don't think Atletico is that great of a team, to be honest. I think they're a good team, but I think that we can put 4 on them. We've put many goals on them before, and we've worked our magic. So I think this is a winnable game, especially with us at home. I think we can work some magic. Now, all we need to do is get 2 in the first half. That's all we need to do. Find a way to get 2 goals in the first half, and we're looking cool. We're looking crisp. We're looking sexy. But if this game goes and the half goes and we haven't scored, that might as well be wraps. I don't care. You could put Pele, Maradona, and R9 up in the second half. We're still not going to get 4 goals if we haven't scored. We're not leveling this thing up if we haven't scored at least 2 in the first half. That's just point blank, period. This is the way the cookie crumbles. Deal with it. So it's very important for us to start off hot. I want Ferran Torres to pick up his game. I don't know how hot he's going to be, especially coming from that dud that he just put in this game. So Lamine needs to start off fiery. Fermin needs to start off fiery. I think Pedri's going to start this game, which is very important, with Dani Olmo. So this is a decent-looking midfield right here. Rafinha is going to start out fiery. I got that feeling. Balde better not put up that same dud that he put up against Atletico in the first leg. That was ugly. I do not want to see Martin starting whatsoever. I need to see him out of the lineup, actually. I want him nowhere near this game. You get him out the lineup. I like this right here. I like this. But this right here, Martin, nah, I don't need that. I don't have that type of time. I don't have that type of time for silly mistakes. And he's got those big ears and stuff. You know what I'm saying? I don't got that type of time. So just switch this in for Garcia, and I think we have a decent lineup. I think we got a decent squad. And with that, we have this game, and obviously we have our weekend games. We have this game, and then we have Athletic Bilbao. I remember we absolutely smoked them in the Super Cup semifinals. We absolutely demolished them. So I'm expecting a demolition derby here, even though we're at home. And then next week is the big one. It's the big one. Newcastle at St. James Park. St. James Park. This is big. This is big because it's important that we get a good result here. It's very important. If we get a good result at St. James Park, we win the game. I think that's setting the tone for the legs. I think if we get this game right here, it will set the tone. That is a tone setter, very important tone setter, and I think that we will take care of business. But if we don't get the win here, I think it could be trouble for us. I really do think it could be some serious trouble for us. But I have full confidence in our team, even though we're missing Frankie. And even though Pedri might not be 100%, I still have full faith that we should be able to get past Newcastle. I have full faith that we'll be able to get past them. So with that being said, that's a look into this week and next week, and it's very exciting. It's coming into the later part of the season, and I mean, as the weeks go by, I just keep on getting more nervous and more nervous. But I have to calm my nerves, and I fully believe that our team will do what it needs to do to win the treble this season. And with that being said, I'll catch up with you guys next week. Peace.